Hello guys, so welcome to KO Tutorials. So here I'm coming up with one tutorial on a software called Premiere. That's your Adobe Premiere. So I'll be showing you some of the editing techniques over here. We can say a user interface for this application. Let's go through it. So very first of all, when I talk about the editing, so what exactly is editing? So when I talk about editing, editing is something like cut, crop, mix, paste, add, subtract. That's all a part of editing. Trim, that's all a part of editing. Two types of editing. One is video and other is audio editing. So for video editing, we edit the videos. For audio editing, we edit the audio. After that, two forms of editing. Two forms of editing. One is online editing, other is offline editing. So online editing, what exactly is online editing? Online editing is something like we deal with live shoots, like if you see a live broadcasting, like cricket matches, that's a live editing. Can be live finale, that's a live editing. Offline editing can be something like which you shoot by your mobile phones or by your static cams, like any shoots which you edited after a week or a month, that's your offline editing. So simple, we can see TV shows, movies, that are all the forms of a offline editing. So we are going to start with the application. So before we start, we have two video formats over here. One is PAL and one is NTSC. So these are video formats. PAL full form is Phase Alternative Line. This is a video format which is used in India and its frame rate is 25 FPS or 24 FPS. So this is a video format which is widely used in India. In India we use this PAL for any kind of a shoot. FPS means frames per second. Other video format is NTSC, that stands for National Television Standard Committee. As a video format, its frame rate is 29.97 FPS and it's used outside India, in your foreign countries. For that, the frame rate they use over there is 29.97. Definitely you can increase your frame rates if you want to shoot some slow motions or something. You can increase the frame rate to 60 FPS also, according to your shoot, which is required over here. So we will be starting with the application that's called Adobe Premiere CC, that's your Creative Cloud. So versions that can be used like 17, 18, 19, 20, whatever versions you need, you can use that. So let's start with the application. So let's go into Start, All Programs, Master Collection CC, and open this application. That's your Adobe Premiere Pro CC. So after you on this application over here, So whenever you start, very first of all you need to create a new project. So a new project you have to create when you start up a new file. So in this project you can name the project as my new project, and you have to set up a location where you need to save your project. So let's just name it, take a new folder, name it as my project and select this folder. So video format, we'll keep it as timecode. Timecode is something like hours, minutes and seconds. So we'll be keeping as timecode instead of frames. Display format, we'll keep it as audio samples, don't change that. Capture format, if we have any capture card, we can use the capture card. So don't change that, and let's click OK. So after creation of a project, after you created this project, this is your user interface of Adobe Premiere. So go into File, New, and then you have to create a new sequence. So what exactly a sequence is like? Sequence is something like, inside a project you have to create a sequence for any kind of video clips you are going to import into that. So sequence can be multiple in one project. So for example, if you have a sequence of all songs, you can take a sequence of all songs. If you have a sequence for all dialogues, you can take a sequence of all dialogues. So one project can have multiple sequences. So let's click on the sequence. Now into this, what should be the size of the sequence that you have to define over here? So it's like, for example, if you have done a video shoot on half HD, that's 1280 by 720. So if you have done a shoot on 720p, so you can set it over here as a 720p. So you have a 720p over here. You can see 1280 by 720p. Frame rate should be 25, as I have explained you. If you want to set it manually by your own, you can go into the settings, editing mode, and you can set it accordingly to your settings. So HDV 720p, frame rate, you can go over here, you can see that aspect ratio will be square pixels. Frame rate, you can keep it as a time code over here. Sample rate, keep it as it is, and name the sequence as my trans sequence and click OK. So once you click OK over here, so you see that your sequence has been created over here. Very important, this is your project window over here. This is called as a timeline where you import your footages. This is your composition window, or we can say editing window. This is your source window. You can go into this and you will get all this stuff. That's your project window. As a project, your source monitor, your tools panel. So this is your tools panel over here, and your source clips. So whatever you are going to import over here will be visible over here. So we'll be seeing this. You can see that stuff over here, the tools, and also these are your tracks. So V is for video and A is for audio. So V1, V2, V3, as many tracks you want, you can easily add over here and you can work over here. And this is your time duration. So whatever time duration you want to add over here, you can increase the time duration also. So it's like it's going to go ahead on and on. So it doesn't have any kind of an end over here. But right now we don't have a clip over here. And this is your marking, or we can say a needle. So you cannot play it right now because there is no video over here. So all this stuff can be done over here. So this was a user interface for your Adobe Premiere over here. So guys, if you have any doubts, please write it in the comment section. In the coming tutorial, I'll show you how to import the clips and start working. So thanks for watching this tutorial.